Hi everyone, and welcome to the National Championships registration tutorial on Ramp Interactive. This walkthrough will cover how to register your team for a tournament, athlete and staff registration, where to find team transportation forms, and request for reclassification forms for athletes. To begin your registration process, you can click the link that we've included in the registration packages, and it will take you to the Ramp platform for you to log in. Don't have an account, you'll be required to create one here. It's a super easy two-step authentication process. Once that's finished, you will have your username and a password, and you'll be able to log in and begin the registration process. Something to note before we get started, if you would like to change the language from English to French, you can click this button here and click French. For the purpose of this video, I'm going to be doing it in English. To register your team for an event, you can click on Team Registration. You'll see that the season's already selected, and you'll be asked to choose a division, which is broken down into our tournaments. So our two junior tournaments, CWBL Finals and National Championships. You'll then be asked to input your account information. If you don't already have an account, you can click Add an Account Member and add all your information this way. I'll just be using one of the accounts that I've made. You'll then be able to create your team name. And then you'll see the registration fee is already pre-authorized. And we're asking that teams please pay their team fees by check directly to the host organization. Next page, you'll go through a series of waivers that you can sign and check off, as well as our letter of intent to participate and indicating that I am the age of majority. On the next page, there's just a couple registration questions. So your team province, as well as your team colors. And that is everything that you need to do to register your team. You'll have all of your account information on the left-hand side, as well as your registration package and team fees. This is a breakdown of your statement, and on the right-hand side, you'll have to select your payment type. And so, as I said, we're asking that all teams pay by check directly to the host organization, and then you can submit registration. And on this last page here, you're given your registration link to your team as well as an invite code. Both of these pieces can be sent to athletes and coaches so they can register for your team. Now that we've completed our team registration, the next step will be athletes and coaching staff registering to the team that you just created. So they can use this link here. Again, they'll have to create an account. So this is your team registration page. As they can see, the team name, the contact that sent them the link, and the division that they're registering for. Once again, they'll either have to create their account information on here, or if they have a pre-existing one, that works too. And you will either identify as a player or a staff member. If you're registering as a staff member, you'll choose your role on the team. But for today, I am a player. So all of my information's here. See on the bottom that we have our athlete registration package pre-selected. There are no fees attached. This is also an opportunity for athletes to register for the Next Gen Development Camp taking place at either junior tournaments. If they want to register, they can just select the package and continue on. Following that, they'll have to sign waivers as an athlete. So their image release waiver, again, the same code of conduct waiver, and an age of majority waiver. They have the option to upload a photo if they'd like. We ask that everyone upload an emergency contact. Athletes will then be required to fill out the following questions. They can opt to subscribe to the monthly Wheelchair Basketball Canada newsletter. And then at the bottom, we're asking athletes to indicate whether or not they need to be reclassified at the event that they're attending. This is not an official request for reclassification. This is more just an indication of numbers so that we can communicate this with the classification team. Finally, a couple demographic questions. And that's it. So once again, we're back at the confirmation page. All of this information will be emailed to the athlete. There's no fees associated with this registration, so they can just submit. And now their registration to the team is complete. A couple other things to note as next steps for the team contact. They'll be able to see their registrations on the left-hand side here under My Registrations. And I can see my name and that I've registered a team for our national championships. I can see my outstanding balance of $500. And this is where I'll be able to manage our team information. So if I click Manage on the right-hand side, I can see my invite code as well as the link, my statement balance, the packages that I've registered for, my transaction history, as well as my roster of players and staff. So as of right now, we just have one athlete registered. So this is where we intend to pull our roster sheets. So it is required that you go in and fill out the jersey numbers for all of your athletes so that we have those in preparation for the event. Once you upload the jersey number, you can click update, and then we will be able to view this on the back end. Once transportation itineraries have been finalized, we are now completing transportation forms for teams on this platform as well. So if you come here on the left-hand side under Permanent Sanctions and Forms, we can click Submit a Permanent Sanction and Form, and you can see here that there's a team form unsubmitted. If you click Manage, you'll see Team Transportation Form. And this is where you will input all of the travel information for arrivals and departures. You'll receive a notification email once it's completed, and it will require a signature, and then you can save, response, and submit. If I'm a player that has registered for one of the tournaments, automatically this form will show up under Permit Sanctions and Forms. Obviously, it's optional. However, if an athlete does want to request reclassification, they can come in here and manage. See request for reclassification. And this is where they can input the information. They will be sent a confirmation email. Once it's submitted, they'll sign. And there's also a $50 fee attached to this form. So you can either save progress. However, it will not be submitted until you make a payment. The last thing I'd like to quickly run through is the team registration for CWBL or Nationals, because there's a few differences. So we'll just use the CWBL as an example. This is all the same. Choose a team contact, and we will choose a name as well. However, because there's a 5v5 and 3x3 division for those tournaments, you're able to register those teams at the same time. So I want to register a 5v5, I can just click on that registration. If I'd like to register a 3x3 team as well, I can click the registration packages for both. You'll see the fees included. If you are intending to register a second 3x3 team, you can do that at the same time as well by clicking one of these second team packages at the bottom of the page. The next page of waivers are going to be the same. And the last thing to note is in the questions section, we are asking that the teams list the athletes that are going to be playing on their 3x3 roster. By doing it like this, it will save athletes from having to register twice to two teams and clarify rosters for us on the back end. That's everything for the National Championships registration. I hope that you'll all find this helpful when you're ready to register. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out.